Hey there, Sippers! Welcome back to another episode of Sip Happens. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's all about connection, love, and understanding the people in your life a little better. Whether you're in a relationship, navigating friendships, or maybe building bonds with your coworkers, knowing how people feel loved can make all the difference. So today, we're chatting about the five love languages and why they're crucial in all kinds of relationships, from your romantic partner to your best friend, colleagues, and yes, even with yourself. So grab your favorite drink, whether it's coffee, tea, wine, beer, or just a refreshing glass of water, and let's dive into it. So, before we even get into how love languages can work in all areas of our life, let's first talk about what the five love languages actually are. These were introduced by Dr. Gary Chapman in his book, The Five Love Languages: The Secret to Love That Lasts. He's basically the guy who decoded how people give and receive love in different ways. And the first time I heard of this book was from a podcast of Marika Reyes and Richard Poon. And so I did a little research on it before. Kaya naman, pag-usapan natin today. So ito yung five love languages. This is not in order ha. Ito lang yung lima. So let's start with words of affirmation. This love language is all about verbal expressions of affection, praise, encouragement, and compliments. If this is your love language, words can really fuel your emotional well-being. A simple "I love you" or "You did great today" can mean the world to you. Experience ko to dati. I always get the "You did well today" kahit nang ginawa ko lang nung araw na yun. Sabihin lang na, pagod ako sa work. But I still get it at the end of the day. And ang sarap niya sa pakiramdam. I mean, I slept well knowing that I did well. Corny. Okay. Another love language that we have is acts of service. For some people, actions speak louder than words. Acts of service could be something as simple as doing the dishes, running errands, or offering help when it's needed. Yan, yung mga little things that show that you care without saying a word. Syempre, danas ko rin to, but I will not go with the specifics kasi it's all in the past. Another love language is receiving gifts. Now, I know some people, when they hear gifts, ang may isip agad, ay, materialistic yan. But no, it's not about the price tag. It's the thought behind the gift. For someone who values this language, a thoughtful gift can make them feel seen and cherished. Actually, my friends are great at giving gifts. They put a lot of effort in gifting kasi they think of what I need, or maybe what my favorite color is, or naalala kita kaya binili ko. Tapos may isa akong friend na, maganda tong product na to, try mo. And then she gives me the product. Diba? Parang, you remembered. Pabebe na daw. And naalala ko din yung pinsan ko. It was my birthday and she figured, before my birthday, she figured that I started to like the color pink. And so when my birthday arrived, she gave me a lot of things that are pink. Tapos nilagyan niya lang ng konting ibang kulay para daw balance. Tapos yung letter niya nakalagay, sabi mo kasi gusto mo ng pink eh. So, ayun, binigyan niya ako ng mga pink na bagay. And it didn't have to be branded, or it didn't have to be expensive ones. Ang sarap sa pakiramdam na, oy, she knows that it's my favorite color. She knows that I like this. She knows that it's my favorite something or chocolate, ganyan. Sobrang amazing. So move on. Number 4 na love language is quality time. For some people, nothing is more important than undivided attention. If your love language is quality time, then spending time with people without distractions, like putting away your phones or having real deep conversations with them, might be what fills your heart. One of my cousins and I, when we get to talk about random things, super haba ng conversation. And for me, meaningful siya kasi I feel energized and relieved after. Ewan ko lang siya kasi sobrang tagal, inaabot kami ng 8 hours talaga. Pero hindi naman kailangan na 8 hours din kayo magkausap, diba? As long as wala kayong distractions when you talk or maybe when you play together, quality time yun. And lastly, we have physical touch. This one is pretty self-explanatory. It's about feeling connected through physical closeness, like hugs, maybe, or holding hands, cuddling, even just a reassuring pat on the back, it can go a long way in building emotional connection. Isa akong naging estudyante dati, ah, Korean yun eh. Tapos, adult na rin naman siya. So I was carrying a heavy heart for a long time that time. I didn't have the chance to really cry because I had to be strong. Tapos sabi niya one time, "Are you okay?" And so, nung tinanong niya yun, I started to cry. Tons of tears back then. Super arte ni girl. Wala naman siyang sinabi na kahit ano while I was telling my story. Nakinig lang siya sa kwento ko. Tapos nung tumahan na ako, nagpat lang siya sa balikat ko. Sabi niya, "Are you feeling better?" Tapos nung nag-thank you na ako, yun, sabi din niya is, feeling niya din is happy siya kasi nga kahit papano, I was able to cry it out. So, ang physical touch lang dun talaga is the pat. Nag-tap lang siya sa balikat, okay na yun. Pero, ayun, na-realize ko ngayon that I am blessed because I get to experience all five, maybe with the people around me. And so, I'm very happy. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most of us have a dominant love language, meaning we prefer to give and receive love in a specific way. But here's the kicker. Other people may have completely different love languages from ours. Kasi ako, love language ko, receiving love language ko is acts of service. Ang spoken love language ko ay either giving gifts or hindi ako ma-acts of service. Minsan lang. Ano isa? Words of affirmation. Yan. So sila yung ganun ako mag-express ng love and support. So imagine, iba-iba tayo ng way of receiving and expressing our love to the people around us. So imagine mo na lang that you're with someone whose primary love language is words of affirmation, but your love language is physical touch. You might be showering them with hugs and cuddles, thinking you're showing them love, but they might be feeling a little unappreciated because they crave for those verbal affirmations, and vice versa. They might be telling you how much they love you, but you may not feel as connected because you crave physical closeness. I came across a story before that ended with a thought: kung yung partner mo, hindi nasa-speak yung receiving love language mo, hindi buo yung feeling mong mahal ka niya, kahit pa ibigay niya yung 4. Pero kung nasa-speak niya yung dominant receiving love language mo, kahit di niya gawin yung 4, buo yung saya mo. But it doesn't mean na hindi sila genuine ha, baka hindi lang kasi nila alam. Kaya pag-usapan natin kung bakit mahalaga, especially in relationships, whether with friends, partners, colleagues, or even yourself, yung alam natin ng love language natin. Let's start with romantic relationships. If you're in a relationship where you and your partner speak different of languages, pwedeng magkaroon ng miscommunication and even hurt feelings, even if both of you genuinely care. But when you understand each other's love languages, you can tailor your actions to meet their needs. So if your partner's love language is acts of service, like me, doing things like making them breakfast or taking care of the things around the house, this might make them feel deeply loved. You don't need grand gestures, just small, meaningful actions na consistent. In return, you can express what you need to, whether it's physical touch, words of affirmation, whatever fills your cup. Naalala ko yung favorite kong K-drama series. Title nun ay Go Back Couple. Hindi naman siya about love language pero somehow related kasi nagkaroon sila ng disconnect when they had no idea about each other's needs that ended in a decision na mag-divorce na lang. The husband needed to work and earn kasi siya yung breadwinner, and he had to be strong for his grieving wife. Yung wife naman, she needed emotional support, but since busy sa work si guy, she felt like he wasn't there when she needed him most. Kaya ayun, nagkaroon sila ng misunderstanding sa part na yun. Maganda yung story na yun, panoorin nyo. Title niya ay Go Back Couple. Kaya siguro madami ding relationship, nag-fail na relationship nowadays. It's because hindi nila alam kung paano may express yung love, kung paano marireceive din yung love kasi magkaiba. Mahalaga, pag-usapan nyo na lang. Onset pa lang ng relationship nyo, talk about it. Kaya, let's go. Let's dive into it. Now, let's not forget about friendships. Friendships are just as important, and knowing your friend's love language can really strengthen the bond. For example, If one of your friends needs quality time, but you tend to be more of a gifts person, you might want to prioritize hanging out with them and really being present. You can create shared memories instead of just focusing on buying them something special. Kasi, di ba, your present could be your presence. Ah, naipasok. Honestly, it makes friendships feel even more rewarding if we're able to give them or to speak the love language that they want to receive para mas maparamdam natin sa kanila yung support and yung pagmamahal natin sa kanila. And it's not just about romantic or platonic connections that benefit from understanding the love languages. Work relationships can improve too. Madalas kasi we get caught up in professional roles and forget the humanity behind the job. Kung manager ka, knowing whether someone's love language is acts of service, baka kasi gusto nila tumutulong sila sa project, or maybe words of affirmation. Yung teammates mo, they thrive on recognition. Knowing their love language can go a long way in building a stronger work culture. You don't have to get all touchy-feely at the office, hindi naman yun, but a little recognition or a thoughtful gesture could make someone stay. And hey, let's not leave out the relationship with yourself. I think mahalaga, ito yung pinakamahalaga. Of all the relationships that we can build, relationship with ourselves is the most important. Kasi syempre, self-love is a real thing. If you know your own love language, you can better take care of yourself in a way that feels nourishing. Maybe you need to write yourself some affirmations in the mirror, or perhaps you need to schedule time to just be no distractions, just you and your own thoughts. Because by understanding how you feel loved, you can cultivate a deeper, more compassionate relationship with yourself. And kung hindi mo alam kung kung hindi mo naiintindihan yung sarili mo, how can you understand other people and how can you expect other people to understand you too? Mahihirapan kang i-express yung sarili mo, mahihirapan kang sabihin sa kanila kung ano yung kailangan mo, kung ano yung gusto mo din if you don't know. Kaya make sure that you build a strong relationship with yourself. You put an effort in building a relationship with yourself, kagaya ng pagput mo ng effort in building relationship with other people. Alright, so here's my challenge to you this week. Take a moment to reflect on your primary love language. Maybe talk to your partner or your friends and see if they know their love languages too. If you haven't already, I really recommend taking the quiz from Dr. Chapman's website. Or visit nyo yung link na nandyan sa description for the quiz. Kasi masaya siyang i-take. And you can also check out his book for a deeper dive into the story or into the topic, the 5 love languages. Meron naman sigurong available na ebook nun, I'm not sure, or sa National Bookstore, you can check it out. Start thinking about how you're expressing love and more importantly, how you are receiving it. But don't forget to tell them too kasi hindi naman sila manghuhula. Kaya paano nila malalaman if you don't tell, right? And remember, it's all about balance. We are all complex human beings and most of us probably speak a combination of these languages. But when you have that understanding, it makes life and love feel a whole lot smoother. Well, that's all I have for you today. I hope that you feel a little more connected to the people in your life and most importantly to yourself. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone who could use a little love language boost. As always, keep sipping on that good energy, and I'll see you in the next episode of Sip Happens. Stay loved, sippers! Thank you so much for tuning in to Sip Happens today, and I hope I see you in the next one.